Good evening, good evening. Welcome. It's your boy Trust My Level. So I didn't get a chance to do a video this morning, but oh my goodness, came back in here and SPX, SPY, ES, they all did their things today. Oh my gosh, the morning, there was some push up this morning from about 10 o'clock up to 12, and then all of a sudden volume just said, okay, we're done for the day at 12 o'clock. And then from the rest of the day, it was just a drop off with a little small pullback on the volume around 145. But then the rest of the day, again, it sold off. And just watching VIX, same thing. It just shot up from 12 o'clock on until about 2:15. So yeah, that's crazy. This was a wonderful day to trade. Of course, I couldn't be here, These are the days. But anyway, some people that, yeah, anyway, I just look at all the results that people are getting today. And I was just, just came in here, and I just need to do a recap real quick on this. So here's SPX. It finished today 2 down, 4 hour down, not 2 down, but the time frame for the daily is red, 4 hours red, 60 minutes is red, 30 minutes red. So that seems like, hey, puts, let's go, based on the strat. So just gonna run down real quick. So here I came with the Fibonacci retracement. Boom. That initial shooter that's up here. First it tapped this level here, then it came up here and tapped it again, tapped it a third time, shot down. Somebody could have, potentially gotten an entry here. And then you could have held that, but I don't know who would have held this from 10:45 or from 10:50 until 12. Because, coming back up here and then it's just sitting there, because SPY and SPX, they could sit here for the rest of the day. That is something that could possibly happen with them. It's not often that you see SPX dropping on a Friday like it did today. I mean, this thing dropped. Like we were getting close to 100-point type of drop, but it didn't quite hit it, but we were getting there. But anyway, popped up to that fib level there, popped inside the profit box. And this is what I talk about mostly in the morning videos, where I'm saying, hey, once we see a gap down or gap up or gap down, it's the same thing for both. If I see a gap up, I'm looking forward to first go tap that profit area. That's the first thing I'm looking for before anything happens, is to go tap that profit area. If it doesn't tap, it's either coming into this gap, the gap was defended, and then boom, it took off. Or it's going to come down and just take out that whole thing and then start targeting the profit box on this side. So that's what ended up happening today is boom, it defended the gap, came up to this profit target, and now you start looking for those orders on the opposite side of the field. So and this one was like textbook, just beautiful, because at 10:45, let's say you were targeting, matter of fact, I have the 39.75 up, and we're going to go over to that in a second. It's 39.75 here. So we came in here, drew this fib up here, and then we drew it. Matter of fact, let me bring up everything, because I don't ever want to leave the strat out, because the strat is always on the charts for me now. So I got my Broadening formations, my fibs, and my H crest. All right. So we got the Broadening formation, the fibs, and the H crest. So yeah, it looks different. It looks a little crazy to some people, but again, this is what we're trading. This is what we're using. So, and it tells us exactly where we expect stuff to hesitate. So there's nothing anybody can tell me, because how we always used to say, we're like, nobody can come to a chart and tell us anything. Now that you know the strat, you can't unlearn it. Now, nobody can come and tell me that, the broad informations are not worth being having on the chart, because I can just look at it and watch it hesitate at this broad information. Come over here, hesitate again, come over here and hesitate again. And now it came up here to a weekly broad information right here, and another one of these dashed lines right here, which I think it's a 4 hour, but don't quote me on that one. It might be a higher time frame. I kind of forgot how many I put on the chart. But then look, it comes up here, taps the Fibonacci retracement. It's tapping a broadening formation at the same time. We have a what does this say? Daily broadening formation right here. that it's just tapping. It goes above it a little bit, still can't get above that profit box area that it went into here. And then once it comes below that broad information here, boom, it drops. And then it gets to the same one that it was at before and it breaks through it. Now you know, hey, we're on a mission to get through some broad informations. It comes and gets to a monthly broad information, and it breaks through. A daily broad, then now it got to this other monthly. Why did it bounce right there? Broad information. Then it comes down. Hey, there's a quarterly broad information. Bounces on a quarterly. Comes down, sends a wick up. Sends a wick to a 4-hour broad information. Comes down. Here's a yearly broad information right there. There's a daily broad information. It comes down, taps it, and it keeps on going. Here you got another monthly, and then it comes down to another daily. But now we're in the profit box on the opposite side. So that's what we always say. Watch for it to enter this profit box area up here. Boom, target. You can target that 70%. And you'll see in a second, targeting that 70%, we're just going to look at the time. So if you look at 1240, if you took a trade up here at 1040 or at 1155, we're going to compare those times here in a second. So let's switch over to our options contract, and we're just looking at the 39.75. Let's look at 39.75. So we can go over to number one, 39.75. Here's the 39.75 chart. So like I said, 1040 or what was the other one? Let me move it down again. So 1040, either 1040, let me bring that back over. All right, so we got the time here. This is 1040, or you have a 11:55, 12 o'clock. So we can look at the 11:55, 12 o'clock, because that's when you got your 2 down right there on the 5-minute chart, and we'll go back over. So 1040 and 12 o'clock. All right, so now 1040. If we look at 1040, so that's this candle here. So let's just say these are at $2, $2.50. Then you came in here, it pops up to $4.78. You probably took that profit. Then it comes back down. Then it has a low of $1.35. And from that $1.35, it shoots up. Boom. Boom. Keeps going from $1.35 all the way up, continue to go. And it topped out over here at $68.50. Somewhere around there, $68.50. So from $1.35 to $68.35. Let's see what that says. Boom, we're taking it from $1.35. Let's just say you took it on the break. So, and this is at 12 o'clock. So this is the break. That $1.35 is the break of that 3. You take that, boom, that's 3,500% that you potentially made on this day trade. If you had the 39.60s, it's even more, because they went from 20 cents up to about what? Let me find. Matter of fact, we'll just move on over to it. 39.60s. 39.60. 65 cents at 12 o'clock to over $54. So what is that? I wonder. Comes up here, 8,000% that you can potentially get on that particular trade. And that's getting one contract. So you take that contract, you took $65 to $5,300. And this is not, and I repeat, these are not earnings plays. This is a day trade. And this is done on a consistent basis to where even if you lost one where you put $65 in and you have the chance, even if you held it to, let's say you held it to $8, that's 1,300%. Because I don't know a lot of people that's going to hold it all the way up here unless you have a bunch of contracts, because they gave you a little TTO on the contract, and then you come up here, boom, it's at 8,100%. You know, because a lot of people, they're like, okay, take your 30%, take your 40%, get some runners out there. Get your 30%. If that's what you like, get your 30%, 40%. Get a second contract, because these contracts are so low at this time at 12 o'clock at 65 cents, 70 cents. Even if you waited, you know, you got in too late. Even if you came here and got it at $1, you still, that is $100 turning into 5,500. Okay. So keep watching these. And again, the profit bar, I post it every morning. So there's nothing that you have to go find. I post them in the morning, unless I have something else that's going on. But I post the levels in the morning. So they're there for you. Mark them on your chart, mark the areas, and see what happens. You know, and let's come back to that SPX chart real quick. Coming back to the SPX chart. Yep, there we go. So yeah, I come in and I put them in the morning. Like I said, this morning I couldn't do it, but normally I have them up here, and then you'll see them. So let me just pull those just by themselves. In the morning fib draws, cool. So here they are. I give you an upper target, an extension target up here, and then I give you a target on the opposite side of the fib. But to conservatively, you know, start looking at this, you know, we want to target this green or this blue area over here, this 39.75. And that's what a lot of people did today. They targeted this 39.75. And as soon as that went into money, boom, that thing started taking off at 12.40. You took a trade at 12 o'clock, and at 12.40, you at $20, $30. Oh my gosh. From 65 cents, what was this, $1.35 on the 39.75s? Or if you had the 39.60s, well, if you had the 39.34, I wonder what that did. Let's see. Let's look at this 39.34 over here. Put you on number one. 39.35s. Let's see what they did. 39.35s. I'm quite sure that was at 5 cents. That had, oh my gosh. Ooh, from 20 cents. 20 cents. Let's look at that. From 20 cents. Yeah, it's great to see it. And it's great to see the possibility that you could have gotten into, 14,000%. 14,000%. But there are a lot of people out there that will tell you, hey, you can't get 100% return on options. You can't get 200% returns on options. You can't get 300% returns on options. Even if you held this throughout the day, you got in at 20 cents. And at the end of the day, it settled at $10. So you still made 4,900% just staying in that play. So again, this is where it comes down to having multiple contracts. And once you get to your 100% or what you really want to get to, or if you really wanted to get that 1,000% and you were like, okay, I'm out of the 1,000%, that next candle here, 12.40, you went from 20 cents up to $3.22. Hey, take some of that off, take that off the table, take one of those contracts. If you have two, take it off the table, and then let that other one just run, because after that, it ran. The next thing you know, you're at $13. It comes back down, you're still in the money. Comes up, $19. Comes back down, you're at $4. Now, most people probably would have sold here, but as long as it don't come down below that $3, let's go ahead and keep that. And then boom, it just takes off from 320 up until 1540 or 320 or 340. I'm sorry. So you got 20 minutes that it went from another time from $4 up to 30 to 29.87, 29.50 over here. I'm just saying, the opportunities are endless out here. 14,570%. That is amazing. Okay. So again, this is just just a recap to see what you could have done today. So just pay attention to the video in the morning, because I'm giving out the information. I'm putting the information out there for you, and just keep looking at it. Let me see what the broad formations did on spot. Let's see here. Where do I have them? There we go. They're updated here. Let's see what spot did. Came over here with the broad formations. Same thing. They came, so we're going to see the exact same chart with SPY, SPX, and ES. So it's not really a lot of comparison to do, but the broad information is just slightly different. You got a monthly and a weekly there, and then it came to that area, just couldn't really do anything there. And then it dropped after that 3, took it out, gone. Then it dropped down to another broad information. Got a 4-hour broad information down here. It took it out, and then it bounced off a daily. And that was a wrap. It was over. This, you don't even need anything on the chart. There's no fib on here, no nothing. There's just the broad information. So just pay attention to those morning videos, because they give you the blueprint for the day, especially if there's a gap. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. It's just Trust My Levels. Hit me up, social media, Instagram. Just send me a message, and we can go from there. All right. I will talk to y'all later. Have a good night.